Good morning and happy Friday, everyone. And seriously, for the fourth day in a row, I wasn't able to get my fresh squeezed lemonade from Hokey Pokeys. Really? How long does it take to ship in a part for the machine they need to use? I don't know. I mean, Hokey Pokeys is still very much open. You can still get, ice cream and stuff. But I want my fresh squeezed lemonade before I forget to get it, and then I don't want it anymore. Because, that happens. Like, you want to do something, but it takes so long, you don't want to do it anymore. I don't want that. I want my lemonade. Oh, that's enough whining about that. There's plenty of other things to whine about, but I'm not going to do that because it's Friday. What would you need to complain about on a Friday? Well, technically there are a few things, but that's up to you. Happy Friday, everybody. Yes, I don't think I said that earlier. Anyway, wow, I'm like really excited this morning. I didn't even realize it. I mean, I don't feel like super duper energized. At least not now, but I don't know, maybe it'll happen like over time or something. So yes, it's cold out again, 30, which is not bad. It's slowly but surely starting to get up. It went up 1 degree from yesterday morning, so that's progress. So by the time we get to Easter, hopefully it'll be around 50. That'd be nice. Or hopefully even better still, by Avengers Endgame, it'll hopefully be even warmer, which would be nice. So yes, sorry if I'm a little bit lethargic. Unfortunately, seeing Shazam last night really kind of sort of made me very tired, but not too tired enough to talk about some things. Yesterday's episode of Hot Ones featured Chelsea Handler, which is awesome. I am now a Chelsea Handler fan. And since she mentioned on Hot Ones that she's looking to be in a relationship, I'm just saying right now that I am a grown man and I do love to ski. Just saying. Yes, my incredibly futile attempt to win the graces of Chelsea Handler. That was weak, but funny weak, I guess. I don't know. But in all seriousness, yesterday's episode of Hot Ones was a lot of fun. I recommend you all check it out, especially if you're a fan of Chelsea Handler, whether it be her writing or her comedy or her old television show, whatever. Because, yeah, she's awesome now. We can now dictate that she is awesome. But then again, anyone who handles the wings of death is inherently awesome. Let's see. Well, as you all know, today is Friday during Lent. It is a Friday during Lent. As such, you can, if you do practice the Christian or Catholic faith, you cannot have meat today. But there are plenty of other alternatives you can have. You can have fish, you can have eggs, you can have, macaroni and cheese. That's always awesome. Plain cheese pizza. That's always good. Just spaghetti with red sauce or perhaps fettuccine alfredo. That's always very nice. Or if you really want to, go simple, or if you already practice the vegan lifestyle, just continue doing that. That's easy. So, yeah. This week actually went by pretty quickly. Like, really quickly. I mean, I'm not even that upset by the fact that there's no new chapter of One Piece this week, but that's really, they mentioned that they were going to take a week off, which is very, very, very good. Because sometimes they don't do that, and it leaves us hanging, and yeah. Unless it shows up in another copy where it says it later or something. But for the most part, you know, there was no new chapter this week, as I said before, so next week is going to be the chapter 639, I believe it's going to be next. Oh, sorry, 939. 939. Yeah. Almost 20 years and almost 1,000 chapters. We're slowly working our way up there. That'd be interesting to see if the final chapter of Wano ends up being chapter 1000. That'd be really cool. Of course, I'm going to be like 31 by the time that comes out, probably. Or pretty close to it. So, yeah, here's hoping that they get to 1,000 chapters by the time I turn 31. There's no way it's going to happen before I turn 30. They'll probably get to, like, by my count, at least 960 before I turn 30 this year. So 40 weeks, 40 chapters, 52 weeks. That's definitely doable. If it's able to be pulled off, but I'm sure it will. Although, honestly, considering that the chapter last week ended on a, I do remember saying that I did like the chapter and I didn't think it was bad, but the more I thought about it, the more it felt like meh. But yeah, that's the expected. I think it's sort of to leave us wanting more, which you got me, I guess. So yeah, hopefully fifth time will be the charm today, and I'll finally be able to get my fresh squeezed lemonade from Hokey Pokey's. And I will be going to Rita's today, so yeah, fresh squeezed lemonade and Italian ice. Can't beat that. Funny enough, Hokey Pokey's actually does serve Italian ice as well, and I've had it before. It's okay, but considering that I've gone to Rita's much more than Hokey Pokey's, I'm just gonna stick with what I know. And what I know is that Rita's is awesome. Can't wait for that later. As for plans this weekend, I don't really have anything, major going on. There's nothing really big going on this week to my knowledge. The only thing I can think of going on next week is they're reopening the attractions at Harris Hill, which admittedly I have thought about doing a video there. Actually, I have done a video there. In fact, it was on 4th of July last year. I believe it was day 185 is when I did that video. Yes, I do a pretty good job remembering what days I do things, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, that on day 185, if you see me at the top of Harris, that was me at the top of Harris Hill, which that's only a little bit. There's another part I didn't show you that featured like amusement park has a bunch of kiddie rides, there's a batting cage, a putting range, go-karts, as putt golf. I know I used to say that if I ever threw like a giant party, Harris Hill really would be one of the prime locations to do it. Just not really only because of the view, but because it also has a lot of like picnic areas too. Plus, between again doing go-karts, some people would want to do mini golf, some people want to do batting cages or the putting or the driving range. Sorry, driving range. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, the driving range. But if that party takes place in the summertime, Harris Hill also has a pool, and yeah, that's pretty much what we would spend our time doing the entirety of that day. Which, yeah, I like swimming in the pool. That's nice. Yeah, my goodness, I had to try and force myself out of bed in order to work out this morning. That's how late it was last night. I love doing the movie reactions, but I swear I really gotta figure out a way to not be tired in the morning. At least not too tired to work out anyway. Well, actually, as I was saying, the Harris Hill also has a pool, which I mentioned, but the attraction of that pool is the high dive, which is a pretty decent high dive. So again, it's very likely we'd spend the entire day doing that if I ever threw a giant party up there. So, by that logic, it actually kind of would make sense if I had the party at Cuca Lake. I mean, you guys just saw it. I mean, if you didn't already see, you guys just saw the video of me doing, a quick video up at Cuca Lake. So, generally I got the room. Oh, the one thing I forgot to do is I forgot to do a panoramic shot of when I was at the very top of the hill, because if you couldn't already tell, I was walking down the hill. But yeah, that leaves something I could do. My grandparents on my father's side's cottage, or actually my grandfather on my mother's side's cottage, wouldn't be a bad place either. Parking, actually, no, that would be a bad place, because parking. See, if you don't know the layout of Cuca Lake, even though if you didn't already know, because I know that I've explained it, but in case you don't know, parking on the east side of Cuca Lake is a lot easier to do than parking on the west side. Because with the east side, you have the highway and you have the lower road to it. That's East Lake Road. Whereas the west side, the entirety of it is West Lake Road. There is one road where you head upward when you're leaving Hammondsport. That actually takes you to the Bully Hill Winery, which is, again, another place I highly recommend if anyone goes up and visit. That's always nice. So, again, there's only one road, and that's Westlake Road. And it's not that it's narrow. I mean, obviously it's wide enough to fit, two cars going back and forth. But that's really about it. People actually had to, dig outsides of the hill or mountain area just so they can have parking. I mean, my grandfather is actually one of the few people that uses a decent garage that allows good parking, and even that's not the greatest. If you ever had a party there, you need to carpool a whole bunch of people or something. I don't know. But yeah. So Cuca Lake, definitely a prime example. And I guess if I did throw another party there, one party would probably have to be at Trinity Pawling, just because, I've talked about Trinity Pawling so much. Come to think of it, why not Horseheads too? Thorn Street's actually a really fun place, a whole bunch of softball fields, so there's that. Man, there's a whole bunch of places I could think of that are awesome for party venues. Man, I gotta get me to a party soon. Well, my family is going for brunch on Easter Sunday, so get ready to look nice for that party, which honestly is what I have been doing since the intermittent fasting I've been saying, the cold shower, stuff like that. It's allowing me to prepare for the big, Easter party brunch. We're debating on going either to the Radisson in Corning, or hopefully, and this is where I want to go to, Seneca Harbor in Watkins Glen. It's at the very tip of Seneca Lake. That's actually a place I've always wanted to show a video at. You kind of got a decent view of Seneca Lake when I did that set of videos on the day of my uncle's wedding. But the view of the harbor, if I'm able to show you it, I'll be able to say this then. But I put the view you get at the harbor, right up there with some of the best views at Cuca Lake. I really like it that much. But in the end, to each their own. If you want to say Cuca Lake is better than Seneca Lake, I'm not going to stop you. If you want to say the reverse, I'm not going to stop you with that either. Although I will say that one big problem Seneca Lake has always had, and anyone who knows this would agree with me, Seneca Lake is pretty much actually I do believe it is, the biggest of the Finger Lakes, which is good. However, it's not only the deepest, which is also neat, but it's also notorious for being very, very, very cold. I did the polar bear plunge the other day. That was 39-degree water. I guarantee you Seneca Lake is that, if not colder. Like, all year round. It hardly ever gets up to 70, or if it does, I certainly have never heard of this. So, again, teach your own. There's plenty of awesome stuff at Seneca Lake, plenty of awesome stuff to do with Seneca Lake, and someday I hope to be able to show off a lot of that. But we'll get to that when we get to it. So, like, favorite, share, and hit that subscribe button. I could really use the support on YouTube. Follow me on the social media platforms, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. As always, I'm very humble. I made this video for all of you guys to watch and enjoy today. I'm hoping that we have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Friday. And remember, for you guys that want to talk or chat, I'm always going to be here to lend an ear. And I'll always have your back. Take care and make good choices.